You are welcome to the Solution TV. Here in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to post search engine optimized articles on your WordPress blog. Now it is important you have to know how to do this. If you are a blogger, if you don't learn how to do this, then most of your posts will not find any appeal with the search engines. Now I'm a blogger, operate about 3 blogs, and they are doing very well with the search engines. They are ranking for lots of key phrases and keywords, and I believe you know the benefit of that. When your articles on your blog are ranking for lots of keywords and key phrases on the search engines, then it means you can have customers for your product, you can have prospects for your product free of charge without any cost, and you can bet how many subscribers, how many customers that this has brought to our company. So it is important you learn how to optimize your articles on your blog for search engine, and I'm doing this short tutorial to help you out. You don't need to give it out to anybody. You can do it on your own. I'll be taking you to the tutorial very shortly, but before that I want you to do something. I've put so much into this tutorial, so I want you to like this video, to subscribe to our channel, and I also want you to write a comment. I'll be giving out gifts to the best comment, and are you ready to do that? So like the video now and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much, and I'm taking you to the tutorial now. Thank you very much. You are welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial I'll be showing you how to post search engine optimized articles in your WordPress blog. Yes, it is important you post search engine optimized articles. What do I mean by search engine optimized articles? Are there articles that that appeal to search engines? I'm just saying it in a very simple way. Articles that appeal to search engines, and it's important you should learn to do that. And this tutorial is just going to show you how you can do that practically. And let's start the tutorial immediately. Now, what you do, I want to believe you have logged into the admin section of your WordPress blog. You have logged in. You should log into the admin section. After logging in, then you click on the 3 horizontal lines at the top left corner of your admin area. I'm going to do just that. Now, after you must have done that, then you go to post. Under dashboard you have post. You click on post. After clicking on post, then naturally you click on add post. Click on add post, and you allow it to load. I want to believe you have your articles. The articles, what I do is that I always post, I always write my articles using a notepad or a Google Docs. On Google Docs. Then after writing the articles, then I can copy them and post them inside the post area of my WordPress blog. Now, usually sometimes I optimize the articles on Google Docs, then just post directly. But with this tutorial, I will not be doing that, because I want to show you practically how you can optimize your articles inside the post area of your WordPress blog. And now you have the title, and before you post on your before you write an article, you should carry out what we call keywords researches. You should research keywords and key phrases that are relevant to the type of articles you want to write. For example, some bloggers who are doing very well today online always have a list of keywords and key phrases that are useful, that are very useful, that they can always write articles on. So I want to believe you have been able to carry out proper keywords research. For example, if I want to write how to make money, for example, how to make money, that is a key phrase, how to make money online. That is a key phrase that people are searching online, how to make money online. So if I want to write such an article, then I will add that title. Now let me inform you, the key phrase that I have chosen is how to make money online. So I will ensure that key phrase starts the title. In the title box, I will ensure that it starts with that particular key phrase. That is what I always do. For example, if the key phrase is make money, for example, if it is make money, then you have to ensure it starts with make money. Make money. So just as much as possible, to the left hand side of this title box, ensure that the key phrase that you are using is as much as possible to the left hand side. Then make money. Then if it is make money, then I can just write make money using TikTok. For example, make money using TikTok. So my main key phrase, my main keyword is to as much as possible to the far left of the title box in the post area. But I want to write an article on how to make money online. How to make money online. Money online. Now, this is the key phrase that I'm using. It's a long form key phrase. So it's the key phrase that I'm optimizing my articles for. So as if I'm just using it that way. So, and I advise you today, because there are so many competitions for short form key phrases, 2 words key phrases, and even 3 words key phrases today. So you should learn to use 4 or 5 words key phrases so that you can be able to gain the attention of search engines immediately. So after I have done that, now there is always the introductory section for the article. The introductory section for the article. It's also important you optimize this. It's also important you optimize. So I always write how to make money online is the focus of this post. I believe you will enjoy this. Now, can you see that introduction? What did I do? How to make money online is the main key phrase, and I ensure that I use that to start. I use that main key phrase to start the introductory section. So always use that. Some bloggers may not use it to start it, but you must ensure that the key phrase or the keywords you are using is inside, is also part of the introductory section of your article. Now, I want to believe you enjoyed that. Then you can begin to express yourself more under the introductory section. Now, after you have done that, then you now get to the body section of your post, the body section of your post. Now, what I always do is that I always include that same key phrase in the first H2 title. We call it H2 title heading of the body section. Let me show you something that for example, I can just write learning how to make money online is simple. It's simple. You can see that. So learning how to make money online is simple. You can see that I have been able to include the key phrase again in the first main heading of my post, main heading of the body section of my post. So, but you don't leave this way. You have to optimize it. You have to format it. You have to format it. Now, how do you format? You format it with an H2 tag. You can come here, click on paragraph, then you click on H2. You have been able to format it with an H2 tag. So I can just continue to write now. Learning money making secret is important. So you continue to write under that first subheading of the body section of your post. Now, I agree. You agree with me that there will also be other subheading if I'm using another sub. So under the second subheading, I will use a variation of the key phrase that I'm using. I'm using how to make money online. I can also talk about how to make money on the internet. So just use a variation. You see, after you have gotten the main key phrase, you should also ensure you get a variations of the key phrase that people are using to search for such keywords online, so that you can use them as much as possible under the subheadings. For example, in this place, I can just write making money on the internet is not difficult. I believe you can get what I'm trying to pass across. You see, optimizing articles for your blog post, the subheadings and the formatting of the subheadings are very, very important. The key phrases and the key phrase, the main key phrase and the variations of it must be positioned inside, must be positioned in this subheading, So I'm just using a variation, making money on the internet. This is on the internet. It's not difficult. So what do you do again? You format it again using the H2 tag. So after you have formatted it with the H2 tag, then you write whatever you have to write under this same subheading. Now, so that's the way you continue to do that for each subheading in that particular attitude format with H2 tag. Now, under the H2 subheading, we can also have what we call some H3 subheadings and H4 subheadings. For example, making money on the internet is not difficult, and you want to have a subheading like, for example, money making secret on Facebook. For example, that's another subheading, but it's under the H2 subheading. So what you need to do is to format this as H3. So now it's under the second subheading, so you format it as H3. And if you want to, and you have your article under this section 2, under this heading 2. So if you want to have another sub, you can have the H4 subheading, because I'm going to stop at this. So after you have done that all through, then that's the body section. You will get to the concluding part. That's the conclusion. So usually under the conclusion, I always have another subheading, usually H2 subheading. Then I will now write a final conclusion part for my article. The final conclusion part should also include the key phrase. Usually I put the main key phrase under the final conclusion part. So that is what you have to do with the body section of your post. Now, there are some things you still have to do to optimize this article for search engine, and I'll be talking about putting internal links. And usually I always put internal links under the introduction section. Then usually I always put related. Now, I want to pick up an earlier blog post that is related to this, so that anybody reading this can always go back, can always click on it and go to that old post. Now, you see, search engines algorithms work in a way that they measure how long people spend on your website. They measure how people interact with the post and the articles on your website. That helps your search engine ranking. So that's the reason why you must have internal links of old blog posts in your article. So usually I always put related, then I'll have business on the internet, for example, business on the internet. Then I can always link. This is how you link. After you highlight it, you go to this, then you can always type business. It will always bring a suggestion which you can click on. A suggestion which you can click on to, for example, let me assume it is clothes, for example. Or if you have the title, the main title of that particular, the article you want to link to, you can just write the keywords or write the title, then it will give you suggestion. Look at the suggestion, then click on this, then you click on this, then you have been able to link it. So anybody reading this may also show interest in this other earlier article on your blog post, and the more time they spend on your blog, the more it gives information to the search engine algorithm that your blog is useful to them, and then that helps your search engine rankings. So apart from internal links, you can also link through if you don't want to do it as I did it up here, related, you can also link directly by just clicking, for example, secret, then you click on this as I did the other one, then search for secret articles that has to do with secret, then you click on it and you link it again. So internal link is very, very important. Then also there is what is called outbound links, external links, because you need to reference an external link. And the way I do that is that, for example, if I have an article, for example, and I know of a blog, an authority blog, for example, that deals with that, so I can just come here and just link it. For example, if I want to link it, ogutade.com. So that's an external link. That's an outbound link. So I have been able to put an internal link and an external link. Just like I said, all this will help to give value to your blog in the face of the search engine algorithms, so that your ranking can improve. So I've been able to do that. Now, other things that you need to also include is what I call images. Also, you have to put images. Yes, images. For example, you can link an image. Let me link an image. You click on add media. You can see. Then if you want to you can upload the image, select file, and you'll be able to upload the image. So I want to believe you will be able to do that. I want to believe you will be able to add an image. An image is a relevant image with the right tag. With the right tag is also necessary in your blog post as you optimize the blog post for search engine. So now let me also inform you, I was talking about internal linking and external linking. Ensure you are not linking the main key phrase, for example, how to make money online, to an internal link. Don't link the main key phrase. Use other key phrases and link to an internal article or an external article. Don't use the main key phrase. It won't add value to your blog post. So you should understand, you have to understand that. So another thing that you need to do to optimize your blog your blog post properly for search engine is that you should learn to use what I call, for example, if the list bullet point, for example, getting down to work is as follows. Wake up, dress up. I hope you can get that. Then what you need to do is to put the bullet point. Now, I always try to use all of this in my articles. No, the search engines, when search engines crawl your website, they want to see this. They want to see this so that they can be able to understand the message of your website immediately. And I also see from searches made on Google, most times whenever you make a search for a key phrase, it will come whenever it can find properly formatted subheadings, properly formatted using list bullet points and all of that. Then they always bring it up. That is what you always see in search engines whenever you make searches for certain key phrases and certain keywords. So these are some of the ways you format your post for search engines. Then don't forget to put what is called an image. You need to add an image. A featured image is necessary. Apart from the images you are using directly in the inside the blog post, you need to set a featured image. I believe you have enjoyed this. If you can carry out these steps, start with this, then you'll be able to format your blog post very well. Then your blog post can begin to get discovered on the search engines, just like most of our blog posts are ranking very well on search engines. I want you to like this video, make your comment, write your comment, and also share this video with your friends. Subscribe to our channel. We'll be glad if you do that. And then suggest to us any tutorial that you want us to give to you at the Solution TV channel. We want you to be able to do these things on your own. Thank you so much for watching this video.